win streak is here for your college football special. What up, bro? TP3. Good morning to all, and to all a good morning. TP, how excited are you for today?
Let's put it this way, guys. Stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching college football, and I'm already awake again. Been up since 7 a.m., been live on TikTok all morning, been making videos all morning, been just looking at college football. Dude, I could not be more excited, bro. This is the best time of the day. We're an hour and a half away from kickoff. Let's fucking go, man. I'm hyped up right now.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I couldn't be more excited either, man. Couldn't be more excited.
These days like today, that is why I get out of bed all week, is for days like today. Yeah, that's exactly why, guys. So, yeah, I'm fired up right now. Could not be more excited for today's games. But, yeah, it's going to be a great slate today. We got a lot of good games on the slate. Bro, before we get into college football here real quick, man, what's going to happen with your Guardians today?
To be honest with you, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing to say. I wouldn't. Here's the thing. Everybody and their mother is on the Tigers. Everybody's like, oh, Scooball. The Guardians actually hit him the last time they played, and they just couldn't score. They had runners in scoring position and couldn't score. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cleveland win, but part of me just doesn't want them to win. I don't want them to continue to be able to get away with this. I don't want them to continue to be able to get away with having dog shit talent, having that talent way overperform, and then not develop any of the talent to keep it, but to sell it off for nothing. So we can just do the same process over and over and over again. We didn't spend when we needed to spend. We didn't go after it. And I just don't like just not spending money. Spend the money. You see the teams that are winning championships, they're spending money. You got to spend money to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Guardians win. I don't have any play in the game. Do you?
Nah, I'm probably not going to touch the game, to be honest with you. Just really haven't had time to look at it much. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the Guardians are going to win the game, but I also don't really want to go against Scooball. So that's where we sit right now. I don't want to go against Scooball. I think the Guardians will find a way to win this game, though. I think that everything's just kind of going downhill at the wrong time for the Tigers. Like, Kerry Carpenter gets hurt. They blew that game. I feel like that Cleveland's found a little pulse, man. I thought this was the hardest series out of all of them to predict. So I think that here in the last game of the series, I think the way to look in this game, as gross as it is, the first 5 innings under 3 runs. I feel like that this game's going to be tight. Both teams are going to be tight. I feel like this game's going to come down to a couple solo home runs, kind of like the game did last night.
I agree. Yeah. Dude, 5.5 is such a low total, but I wouldn't be surprised if it still goes under.
Yeah, no, 100%. Anyway, let's get into the slate, man. We got a lot of games on the slate here with college football. We're going to jump in the noon window. The noon window kind of sucks. You got any plays in the noon window, bro?
I do. I may even actually have 2.
Okay.
But I have one that I'm willing to give away.
Let's hear
it. This is one of my favorites for a couple of different reasons today. But it's Missouri minus 27 against UMass. Right. Okay. UMass is absolutely terrible. They've given up multiple 100-yard runners to teams like Northern Illinois and Miami of Ohio. Shout out Mr. Kusa for the Miami of Ohio reference there. They got a lot of talent players. They have LB3, who's like an NFL-ready wide receiver. They have Noel, who's a really good running back. And at the end of the day, man, when you look at the competition that UMass has played, they're giving up 31.5 points a game to teams like Toledo, Buffalo, Central Connecticut, Northern Illinois. Okay. UMass lost to Buffalo 34-3. Missouri beat Buffalo 38-0. Okay. This year. All right. I think it's disgusting because people are seeing Missouri and they just scroll past it immediately because of what happened last week. They don't want anything to do with it. And if you look over on Pickett, this is one of the least bet on games of the 12 p.m. slate, which makes me love this large spread even more. Why? Because Vegas has the littlest to gain by pulling some fuckery on some bullshit on a spread. There's not a lot of people wagering this game. So I really, really like Mizzou minus 27. They're 13th in offensive success rate. They're 55th in all of football in scoring offense. And their defense is not bad either. It's not bad either. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And I think UMass is a one-man show. I can't even pronounce their quarterback's name, but this dude, he's their whole offense. He's their whole fucking offense. And with Brady Cook being a mobile quarterback, Mizzou sees that in practice every single day. They're going to know how to contain him. They're going to have schemes in place. I really, really like Missouri here. T, am I laying way too many points, or am I on the right track here?
I'd rather take Missouri in the first half just in case they take their foot off their gas in the second half. But, dude, UMass is a special kind of bad. They're one of the 20 worst teams in college football. You know the way I love betting college football. It's betting strength versus weakness. It's betting the juggernauts versus the trash teams. I think you're probably on the right track here with this one. I definitely think you're going to get it done in this game today. So there's no chance I would bet UMass. There is no fucking chance in hell you could get me to bet UMass today. For me, for 1 o'clock, I'm going to give out a free play. Then there's one game I want to talk about real quick where I think the spread is really weird in this game. But let's talk about this Clemson game here, guys. So first of all, I'm going Clemson minus 20.5. Back to what Bro just did right there. We're trying to do the same thing here. First, let's talk trends. Clemson's performed pretty well under Dabo Swinney after Florida State. He's 15-0 straight up in the next game, 20-3 against the spread the game after playing the Seminoles, winning by an average margin of 25 points per game, and he's been an average favorite of 17 points per game the game after playing Florida State. Now, Wake Forest is a special kind of bad. Last week I told y'all take the over in Wake Forest versus NC State. Their defense can't stop a running nose. They're bottom 10 in all of college football in yards allowed per game. You look at who they've played. They played North Carolina A&T. They played Virginia. They played ULL Monroe and gave up 41 points to them. And they played NC State with a backup quarterback. Wake Forest is horrible, guys. I cannot express to you enough how bad Wake Forest is on the defensive end of things. Clemson is an absolute juggernaut on offense, guys. Clemson's undervalued. Think about this. Clemson is top 20 in yards per game, averaging over 400 yards per game, and they had 186 yards of offense against Georgia, and they're still averaging over 400 yards per game. And they've called the dogs off late in these games because they've been dog walking teams so bad. I think Clemson every which way in this game. I don't expect this game to be competitive. I think Wake Forest gets off the bus and never has a chance here. I think Clemson's going to dominate them. Bachmeier's a pocket statue. I could see him getting strip sacked or throwing a pick in this game. This is going to get ugly quick.
Yeah, I really like that play. And if it wasn't for a vendetta that I have against Clemson for the backdoor cover they allowed against Florida State, I probably would have been on it too. But I can never forgive them for that. That hurt. That hurt really bad.
Hey, that's fair for sure. Quick game I want to talk about here that the spread is really interesting is, so think about this. Alabama is playing at South Carolina this week, or South Carolina is at Alabama. Ole Miss was laying 9 there. I think Ole Miss and Alabama are a lot closer than we think they are. Let's say Alabama is better than Ole Miss. We'll say that they're a minus 12 and Ole Miss is a minus 9. So you give South Carolina what? 4 points, 3 points for home field, somewhere in there. College football home field means a little bit. Let's say we gave them 3 to 4 points. So let's say that let's say Alabama's even a minus 15 and Ole Miss is a minus 12 against them. How is the spread 21 in this game? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me how the spread's 21 in this game. I can try to think of any mathematical way. The spread in this game should be like 18 points. Now, no, by no means am I saying to bet on South Carolina. I'm just saying if you think Alabama's going to bounce back today, the books are saying, here you go. You want Alabama to bounce back today? Well, here you go. You can take them. Although I don't think South Carolina's offense is dynamic enough to keep up. Milroe is going to air the ball out in this game. I think the Tide roll in this one. But with that being said, there's just no possible way that I'm going to jump in here, guys, and back Alabama to cover that number. The number doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I will say sometimes we agree to disagree. I'm actually on Alabama.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to make it an official play, but it was one of the games where I was like, all right, this is something I might have to pull the trigger on. The one thing that when I was looking into things here, let me get this pulled back up. I just had it up. Shite. Is it not going to let me get in there because it's VIP? Oh, here we go. So you said it yourself, Alabama's at home. Ole Miss beat South Carolina 27-3 after only attempting 11 passes the entire second half. They took their foot off the gas completely. So I think Alabama wants to come out. One of the big things, and there were rare spots, but one of the best places to buy Alabama is after a loss under Saban. Obviously, Saban's not there, but I think they carry over some of that. I like Alabama. I don't know if I'm going to make it a full play, but definitely really like Alabama. Another game I wanted to talk to you about really quick, a little maction. Ball State -4 could and should be a bomb for me. Excuse me. But Kent State, when you talk about, oh, this defense sucks. Kent State quite literally has the worst defense in football. And Ball State is scoring over 30 points per game. -4 is criminal. I don't care if Kent State's at home. Ball State's going to dog walk them. Not an official play, but it may end up being one.
Yeah, I got nothing on that game. You know me, man. I don't mess around with the Maction, but I think you're probably right.
No, that's fair enough. All right, T. So there's tons of games on the slate today. There's got to be another one that you want to give the people. Let them eat.
Yeah, let's go to the 3:30 window here, guys. We got Texas. You see the hat, man. Buy hats engaged. We got Texas. And in this game, man, they're taking on Oklahoma. This is the Red River rivalry, shootout, all that stuff, whatever you want to call it here. 14 points. This game could be played on the moon, and I'm taking Texas -14. Guys, Oklahoma is horrible. Oklahoma has a bottom 15 offense in all of college football. They're missing offensive linemen. They're missing wide receivers. They can't move the football. Like, this team is – Oklahoma's a very disappointing team. They had to bench Jackson Arnold. I don't think Hawkins is any kind of upgrade here. Texas is a top 5 defense in college football. Top 15 offense. They got the quarterbacks to rotate in there. They have playmakers all over the field. Let's not forget, guys, Texas really wasn't back till about 2 years ago. Texas took plenty of losses at the hands of Oklahoma in embarrassing ways in this rivalry and took plenty of losses in general in this game. With all that being said, man, the fact that Oklahoma, like everyone's like, oh, it's a rivalry. It's going to be close. The underdog always covers. Maybe they have, but Oklahoma and Texas hasn't been this bad before in this game, guys. Texas is a different kind of good. I think Texas dog walks them here. No love lost, no love found in this game, guys. Texas is going to put a crooked number here. I expect Texas to win this game like 56 to like 10. I think this is going to be ugly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And the line movement seems to support it. I'm hearing that there are a ton of wide receivers out for Oklahoma as well. Yep. A lot of injuries all over the place. I get it's home field. I get it's the most points ever laid in this rivalry. But yeah, Texas is the only play here, man. Texas is the only play here.
No, absolutely, bro. It's Texas or nothing, and we're taking the Longhorns. Hook them.
Love it. So I'm going to actually pivot back really quickly and talk about this another play that I have. It is in the noon window. I really, really, really like Rutgers. I like Rutgers today.
Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers. Listen, Wisconsin's not good. Okay, Wisconsin's just not good. Shiano has this team like fired up, ready to eat nails, ready to fight. And listen, Wisconsin played one road game this year. Their identity has been like, hey, we're going to control the line of scrimmage. We're going to ground and pound, be strong on both lines. Dude, they got thrown around by USC, who's soft as fuck. Like, listen, the Knights are top 50 in rushing pass success, line yards, havoc, finishing drives, and quality drives. And Wisconsin goes back to this lock, dude. And one of the biggest reasons I love this play is both Alabama and Rutgers play a 4-2-5. And for whatever reason, this dude this lock guy doesn't like it. Like, dude, he went in against Alabama, looked fucking lost. And I was doing some research because, honestly, I wanted to find out more information. The 4-2-5 is tough to analyze because you have to identify which one of those secondary players is either blitzing or is playing like a secondary zone over the top. And it's hard to analyze like where there's going to be windows. And then also in terms of the run game, like blocking responsibilities and gap responsibilities are all fucked up. because you have people pursuing the ball from different angles from the secondary as opposed to, from a linebacker position up the A or B gap mostly. So I mean, dude, Nebraska's a great offensive team. Rutgers held them to 7 points. Rutgers has a good fucking defense, man. They got a good defense. And I think Rutgers is a fucking lock today, guys. Absolute lock. I love them.
Yeah, I would honestly lean with you in this spot as well on Rutgers. I mean, it was like I was saying on my live stream earlier. If Rutgers is playing a team with a dynamic passing offense, I don't want to be on them. But when they're playing a team where they run it's like is basically wants to do the same thing as them, that's not as good as them, I would take Rutgers all day. So I think you're right on this one. I think you'll cash that play for sure. Guys, let's go to the biggest game of the day today. We got Oregon taking on Ohio State. Bro's an Ohio State grad. I'm not a fan of either of these teams, but I do have a play here in this game. So first of all, let's talk about numbers here. You look at Ohio State. Ohio State's 15th in rush success, 2nd in line yards, 7th in pass success, 9th in havoc, 1st in finishing drives, and 11th in drive quality on offense. You look at Oregon. Oregon's 102nd in finishing drives on defense. It's not good. Defensively, Ohio State's 12th in rush success, 4th in pass success, 5th in havoc, 1st in finishing drives, 1st in drive quality. Now, Ohio State really is yet to play anybody, but Oregon's outside of the top 100 in all of college football in EPA on rush success and pass success rates. This offense is going to struggle to move the football today. They're going to get pushed around the trenches. Boise State's a lot smaller than them. Ashton Jeanty ran all over them, man. I think the exact same thing happens in this game. Ohio State is the superior receivers, quarterback, everything. There's a reason why Dylan Gabriel is playing for his 3rd team in 3 seasons, guys, because he's not any good. I'm going to rock with the Buckeyes in this game.
I love it. Oh, do I love it. I love it so much, man. Oh, my goodness. Listen, no, I love it a lot. Buckeyes, always. Buckeyes, it was always the Buckeyes. If you have DraftKings, there's a boost. Here's what I'd recommend you doing. What's what I'm doing. I'm going to boost the money line to basically plus money for a unit. And then we're going to take them -3 for another. All right? And if the 12 p.m. slate goes all right, we may just say fuck it and throw another unit on it and make it a Buckeye whale. But another thing that I really wanted to point out, guys, let's not forget this Oregon team at home struggled against fucking Idaho. Okay? Idaho, that's where you get your potatoes from. They almost lost to Boise at home.
They had 2 kick return touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, they shouldn't have won. They shouldn't. It was a gift. It was a gift. TP3 makes a great point. Their quarterback is bouncing around everywhere. Something to say about that. There's a reason he's not in the NFL. I don't think he's really an NFL prospect. Obviously, he'll be there, but I don't think he is. Here's the other thing that I noticed. While it was a convincing victory on the scoreboard, Oregon struggled with Michigan State's pass rush all game. All game. He was running around like a chicken with his head cut off out there. Okay? They were able to make things happen, but I'm telling you, they're not going to get away with that against Ohio State. They're just not. Okay? Ohio State is dynamic. They have a great running back, great wide receivers. That freshman, boy, we got some fucking freshman phenoms. That Ryan Williams guy out of Alabama. We got our guy up here in fucking Ohio, Smith in Ohio State. I mean, I tell you what, man. The Buckeye, this might get ugly. This might get ugly. And for all those people, all those tweets that you see, oh, the books, this is ideal for the books, would be Oregon to win or Oregon to cover. Ohio State to win by 2. I get it, but not on this game, man. Not on this game. It's got to be the Buckeyes or nothing. What have you seen out of Oregon that what have you seen out of Oregon that would lead you to back them in any way? Can you find any reason to back them?
None.
Other than that they're at home?
None.
Fade the public. That's the only other reason.
Dude, the thing is, though, is the book's biggest liability on this game? They let the line move. Like, the line was at Ohio State -4.5. Now it's at Ohio State -3. If they were truly getting no two-way action, Ohio State would have gone to 5.5 in order to get two-way action. People forget the book's goal is not to have lopsided action on one side. The book's goal is to have 50 that's dead split action on both sides and then win money based off people laying -110. That's the book's goal.
Juice.
That's not the book's goal is not to get split action. The book's goal is to get 50-50 action. So people act like that's not what it is. Let's see here. We got a lot of big games on the slate, guys. Let's go to Kansas State, Colorado. I got another free play in this game. Let's come down here to some stats for y'all in this game today. To be honest with y'all, when I look at this game, man, I think this might be the most exciting game of the day. And this game is probably going to keep me up till damn near 3 o'clock in the morning again. But here we go again. This is like the Grand Theft Auto meme. Oh, shit, here we go again. So you look at Colorado, guys. Kansas State's going to want to run the football. Colorado is not very big up front. They're going to get pushed around up front. DJ Gibbons and Avery Johnson are going to have a big game on the ground here, in my opinion. Shedeur Sanders will throw the ball on them. Like I said, Kansas State's vulnerable to the pass. They really haven't played a team that's that great at exposing the pass against them. But Shedeur Sanders is going to throw the football and hit Travis Hunter in this game. I think both teams have great matchups for their offenses here. Kansas State's one of the better running teams. Colorado, one of the better passing teams. Like I said, defensively, Kansas State hasn't played very well on the road yet. I think Avery Johnson's found a little swag and confidence in that big Oklahoma State win. Now they're off a bye here. I think Kansas State comes in here and wins the game, but I like the over 55.5 here.
Yeah, how sharp. And honestly, that's one of my favorite plays on the board as well. It's like a matter of like these games. I love these games where it's like, okay, one team's one team's weakness is the other team's like advantage.
Yep.
And the other team's advantage is the other team's weakness. Like Kansas State can't stop the pass. Colorado can't stop anything, but can't really stop the run, period. You know it's going to be run and gun. You know it's going to be up and down. That's just the way that it is. There's going to be turnovers. There's going to be pick sixes, fumbles in the end zone, all sorts of crazy shit that happens in this game to generate points. I think you should get on the game early because as the public starts to get through the slate, they're going to see this game and the over will probably get steamed. But for good reason. I think the over slams.
What's the one game you didn't bet today that you were most tempted to bet?
Probably Ball State -4 or Army -27.
I love how you threw out the most degenerate games possible.
Dude, I couldn't help it, man. My system is like saying slam, slam, slam Ball State. I just don't want to. I don't want to. I haven't seen enough out of them. But what about you? What's the game that you were most excited or that you're like, man, I don't know. Should I launch or not launch?
Syracuse, NC State, no offense whatsoever, bottom 40 defense. Syracuse is a top 10 offense. Syracuse should be able to march up and down the field in this game, guys. I really just don't see how that NC State stops them or can hang around here. I think NC State's really, really bad. Them losing to Wake Forest last week was alarmingly bad. Like that was probably, I mean, dude, they beat Louisiana Tech by 10 points. Louisiana Tech sucks too. Like this is not a good football team.
So like what prevented you from taking it then?
I just felt a little bit stronger about my other plays.
Fair enough.
I mean, you are laying points with Syracuse on the road. I mean, they were just catching 6 points at UNLV. You're telling me that UNLV would come in here as 5-point favorites at NC State? No, yeah. I would be like, what the fuck are we doing here? So that's what I'm saying. The number feels a little wonky, but I mean, NC State as a night game does have a good fan base. I will give NC State that. They do have a great fan base. They suck, but they do have a good fan base. So that's my one thing. Yeah,
should be a good atmosphere for sure. The Army game, I just think Army got way too public, way too fast. Everybody's all over Army. I think they will cover the 27. Just because UAB is terrible. Like, I mean, terrible. But like, I just think they're way too public. Army first half is way too public. It's just become the secret's out on them. So I had to stay off that game. Other games I'm interested in, Penn State, USC, and then the Ole Miss game.
I have a play in Penn State, USC. I'm going to keep that one, though, on SoBet. But the Ole Miss game, in my opinion, is the hardest game on the entire slate to bet on. So I got some trends for y'all. I don't know if do you have a play in the Ole Miss game?
I don't have a play yet. I'm just really, really interested in watching this game.
Same.
And I lean Ole Miss. I really do. But the fact that it's on the road, listen, LSU can't play defense. I don't know. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right. Doesn't make sense to me. What about you, though, T? I mean, you have this thing capped. You got trends and shit.
So Lane Kiffin's 0-2 straight up in ATS in Baton Rouge, losing by 15 points per game. Lane Kiffin's 28-7 straight up and 19-5-1 ATS as a head football coach is a road favorite. But since 2019, he's 14-1 straight up and 11-3-1 against the spread. Then all as a road favorite. Brian Kelly, though, is 15-2 straight up as a alpha bye week and 12-5 ATS in those games when he's at home. And then Brian Kelly's also 37-4 straight up and 26-15 ATS straight up in ATS coming off a win. When I look at this game and this matchup, I mean, I think it's really hard to find an edge here. Trey Harris banged up. This guy averages 9 catches per game. He's the heart and soul of the Ole Miss offense. They have injuries on the offensive line. LSU doesn't look that great to me. I don't think LSU's that good, but it's a night game in Baton Rouge. It's just a no bet for me, in my opinion. I tried to find an edge to take Ole Miss here, but I just can't do it.
Yep. And I think, honestly, like I said, I was more excited to just watch this game. I think the over might be a play. But, again, with injuries, like, we don't know how cohesive this offense is going to be on either side. LSU is going to score points. That's what they do. But I'm not sure. I would probably stay off of it. The over is kind of, what is it, like 56.5 or some shit?
Yeah. No, it's over's in the 60s, I'm pretty sure.
Holy fuck. Yeah. Couldn't even touch that.
Yeah, no, I could not do anything with that one either. What else are we looking at on the slate today, bro? Any other games you're interested in?
No, not really. I think it really comes down to quality over quantity today. I
agree.
The more exposure you open yourself up to, the more damage that can be taken. Oh, wow. You're going to fade my Buckeyes here on this channel? Unbelievable big hit, Mark. I don't think I like that.
Wow. We got big hit Mark coming in hot this morning, man.
I don't think I like that. I tell you what, though. I really like Penn State. I think I'm going to launch on Penn State.
Interesting. Well, bro, you want to tell the people where they can find all our plays at for the today?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, SoBet is the place to be. And for many, many reasons, guys, you have more than 60 handicappers that are giving you their plays in one place. This is like Twitter. This is like Instagram. You can scroll through, lock in with your favorite handicappers, your favorite creators. The value is unmatched. It's $10 a month to get in. You get all the plays. People have VIP channels. If you decide you like a capper, that you like their style, you want to kind of dive right in specifically with that capper, you get in the VIP. But get in there, get yourself acquainted with the SoBet system, with all the plays that we're launching off. Get yourself informed with as many pieces of information as possible. That information can only help you make decisions. Even if you don't use our plays, using the breakdowns, using the information, using the stats, the data, not only help you, it'll save you tons of fucking time. You log on there, you scroll through, you figure out what games you want to play from there. Guys, sign up codes TP3, sign up codes BRO. We're going to be popping off all day long today. So make sure you're subscribed for the live bets, for all the props, all of that. And tomorrow's NFL Sunday. It's NFL Sunday. And we've been eating in the NFL. So you want to make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, guys, go ahead, hop in. Now's the time to get in. As always, man, you can get big hit Mark too, guys. That's the guy for tennis right there as well. Yes, sir, guys.